Hi, I was asked on a recent course that I was teaching if I could do a blog about conditional formatting and dates. So the person wanted the colour of certain dates to change if they were in the past, like yesterday, or in the future, like tomorrow. So I've done a little blog and I thought I'd show you how you can do it. First of all, I'm going to just share my screen. So here I've got some training dates that I've put in, and I've also put what location people are in, and you can see the different colours. This is because of conditional formatting. So got a few different ideas here for things that you could do with it. So let me show you the rules that I have applied to this information. Popping onto conditional formatting and manage the rules to show you what rules I've applied, and then we'll work our way backwards. We'll take them off and put them on again. So I've put on a last month rule. So if I go into edit rule, you can see how I did this. This I've asked to only format cells that contain dates occurring. So that's a drop down. Usually it's on cell value. So dates occurring. And then from this list, I chose last month. And I've chosen a format colour. You just pop in here and choose a colour. So I chose orange for anything that was last month. So that's obviously from the day I'm recording. So if I just say OK on that, that's the first rule that's applied to these. So anything that's last month would go orange. Now, I don't have anything on this list that's last month, so I'll just change one in a minute to show you how that works. In fact, let's do that now. So if I change this to August, it goes orange. So back into manage rules here to have a look at the second rule. The next one was next month. If I edit the rule, I'll show you how I did that. I again dropped this down to choose dates occurring, and I chose next month from this list, and I chose a red colour. So that's why some of these, which occur in October, are red. But you might notice one that's October just above there, and that's not red, because I've made that one next year because I wanted to check out another rule too. So the third rule, I have used a formula, and this formula I will show you. This is when you go to a new rule and you choose to use a formula to determine which cells to format. Here's my formula here. Let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. It's an AND formula. So it takes the first cell that's got a date in, which is D2. And it's locked column D. That's what the dollar means. So it's cell D2 equals today, open bracket, end bracket, plus 365. So I've added a year. So if it's a year forward from today, it will go the colour that I set. And in this case, I've set it to be purple. But the second part of the AND is I've involved the next column across, the location of the person that we're going to train. So it would be cell E2, again, locking column E with a dollar, equals, and you must put the speech marks in for the text that you want to include. So that's how I did it. If you'd like to have a go, then follow me. So the first rules were just applied to the dates. So I'll just select down, Control-Shift down arrow, go to conditional formatting and make a new rule. So I would like to format only cells that contain not cell value, but dates occurring. And I will say in this case, we'll go for last month. And I'll go for the colour orange. Say OK twice. And anything that is last month is orange. So we've just got one here that's orange. OK, keeping the same thing selected, I'll put on another new rule. And this one, again, is format only cells that contain dates occurring. This time we'll say next month. And this time we'll put the colour red on. This is a way of alerting you to a date that's coming up that you really need to pay attention to. Say OK twice, and that's now applied to anything that's next month. And of course, as dates come closer, those colours will change in your spreadsheet. Now, the other selection that I did included the location. So if I just take that selection over one column to the right, so I've gone into conditional formatting and a new rule, And this time I'll use a formula to determine which cells to format. So this formula is an AND formula. Cell D2 equals today plus 365, comma. The second part of the AND is E2 equals Birmingham. So the bits that you need to pay attention to is that the dollar before the column letter, but not before the row number, it's not needed. And also don't forget any text that you're selecting, whatever that says, has got to be enclosed in speech marks. So I'll just change the format color. If it meets those rules, then that's going to be purple. There you go. So I hope that was clear and it was helpful to you. If you've got any questions, either about that or something else on Microsoft 365, then my contact details will follow. You're welcome to get in touch.